All right, we're cutting across live now to images coming in of Prime Minister Modi leaving France and headed to America. Okay, and these are the images from Marseille, where in fact the Prime Minister is boarding a plane to head to America. He is accompanied again by French President Macron. Okay, a ceremonial goodbye for Prime Minister Modi in France, and there you have Prime Minister Modi hugging President Macron as he thanks him for what's been a hugely significant three-day visit in France. You can see the two leaders also chatting briefly as they bid farewell. Interestingly, earlier when you had that conversation between Prime Minister Modi and President Macron, there seemed to be a suggestion also that Macron would be coming down to India next year, though we're yet to get that confirmed. But these are images there of Prime Minister Modi saying goodbye after a warm hug, climbing atop the stairs, waving to everyone gathered there as he now heads to the second leg of the two-nation tour. Extremely significant this as he touches down in America in a few hours from now. Gaurav Sawant is with us for more details. Gaurav, significant historic visit to France completed, and now it's the focus will be 100% on the Prime Minister's visit to America.
It indeed would be, but look at these images. President Emmanuel Macron has come to the airport to see the Prime Minister off and a ceremonial send-off from Marseille. And this very clearly indicates the close bond between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the French President, and India and France. Comprehensive strategic partnership that's been taken to new levels, especially when you talk about artificial intelligence summit. Experts we've been speaking to, they say India and France aligned on the road ahead on artificial intelligence, but aligned in more ways than one when it comes to whether it's solar energy, whether it comes to nuclear energy, whether it comes to on the issue of trade, aerospace cooperation is very extensive, and now it's being taken to new levels. The nuclear reactors and nuclear energy is being explored. So France remains a very strong partner, and now America becomes a very significant trip. Do keep in mind, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a very personal, warm relationship with US President Donald Trump. They're both tough negotiators, they're both deal makers, and whether they'll be able to have a major deal that will be big, both for India and for the United States of America is something that will be extremely significant. Again, various areas from energy to defense to nuclear. There are many aspects to, of course, niggles on trade remain and could be big, but how are they going to sort that out? That will just show how depth both India and America are. Within 3 weeks of Donald Trump taking over as president, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is amongst the first world leaders to travel to the US and meet him. That just goes on to show the importance both India and the United States attached to this partnership. Akshata.
Very true, Gaurav. And, just to focus also on a point that you made earlier about President Macron personally dropping off Prime Minister Modi, seeing him off, standing right there by the stairs, waving at the Prime Minister after that warm hug. Through this entire tour, Gaurav, every pit stop that the Prime Minister has made, you've had President Macron there. And that really shows you the significance of the relationship, of the value that France really gives this relationship.
India is a very powerful country, and so is France. And in this emerging, situation, as the world goes through a flux, there is one axis where countries are being drawn closer to China. There's another axis where countries are being drawn closer to the United States of America. India and France, both very strong proponents of a multipolar world, of two very powerful, very vibrant democracies and republics speaking in one voice. So when India and France, India and Europe speak in one voice, the world is compelled to listen. And there are so many issues where India and France are exactly on the same page. And ever since the Pokhran nuclear tests of 1998, it's a relationship that's held India in great stead. And especially if you talk about aerospace, you talk about the Jaguar fighters, the Mirage fighters, the Rafale fighters, and expanding that relationship. Will it move forward on joint manufacturing and R&D of fighter jet engines and new technologies? That remains to be seen, Akshita.
Okay, we will be tracking all of the big headlines that emerges now from Prime Minister Modi's visit to America. Thanks very much, Gaurav, for joining us with those details. A significant visit to France, so a successful first leg of the two-nation tour, symbolic really in the images that you see there of President Macron personally seeing off Prime Minister Modi at the airport in Marseille.